Welcome everyone to the math portion of today's professional development. My name is Benjamin Cabrera and I'm the math director of North Andover, and I'm so thrilled to frame today's learning for you. Everything that you're going to see today was created with teachers in mind, and as we continue to work with you all, we hope to build on that collaboration throughout the year. Through our many conversations, review of exit tickets, and classroom visits, we have become aware of the obstacles that North Andover teachers faced this year. As we partnered with principals and teacher leaders to establish supports and expectations for the next school year, these were some of the obstacles that were at the forefront of our mind. So, starting off, students come with a wide variety of needs. There was a lack of clarity around the math block expectations. We had some difficulty adhering to pacing expectations, and students lacked fluency. These were the obstacles that y'all faced on a daily basis. And what I want to do now is highlight some of the ways that teachers rose to that challenge. Now, what makes me most excited about our math plan this year isn't just the resources, but the fact that these resources are being given to very adaptable educators. There were many ways that teachers rose to the challenge of this academic year, and I want to point out a few of them. So, we had teachers that were seeking out support from coaches and searching for ideas for their classroom. One example of this is the language routine of the three reads and the way that it was implemented in classrooms throughout the district. Second, teachers navigated a wide variety of math resources this year and thought of creative ways to include them in their classrooms. Finally, teachers engaged in 3 MAP data cycles to help identify the needs of their students. So, as we reflected on the obstacles and the way they were approached, we began to identify areas where support could be beneficial. So, based on these obstacles, we started to ask ourselves questions that would help us create supports for those obstacles. And the questions that you see here are the guiding questions for today. We're going to take time at the end of our learning today and reflect on these questions. And I invite you to reflect on them throughout your experience today. So, starting off, how do I use ST Math to address a variety of needs of my students? How do I use curriculum maps to plan my modules and help me with pacing? And how do I use Eureka assessments to set my students up for success? Our time today as math educators will be dedicated to exploring resources that we believe answer those questions. I want to start off by introducing the resources that we will have next year. So, starting next year, our 2 main math resources will be Eureka Math from Great Minds and ST Math. Eureka Math will be our core instructional tool, grades K through 5, and this is going to include the Great Minds app, which includes the following: the Navigator Digital Suite, the InSync Digital Resources, the Equip Pre-Assessments, the Affirm Mid-Module, Topic Quizzes, and End-of-Module Assessments. We will also have the Learn workbooks, and we are still working through the decisions regarding the Practice and the Succeed books. Also, we will be continuing our partnership with ST Math, and we are excited to deepen our use of ST Math as our main digital supplement. So let's talk about what's going away. We looked at a number of other factors in addition to teacher input and map data, and we decided that we won't use the paid features of Zern or Reflex/Frax next year. Ultimately, it came down to budget constraints, and we did not have the funds to continue with these 2 resources. Zern is still available in its free version, although you lose the ability to assign specific lessons, but you can still jump to topics, and it does align to Eureka. There are no minutes or lessons required, and you will not have a North Andover account. You will need to create your own. In terms of alternate free options for Reflex and Frax, you could use the daily Eureka fluencies, not just the sprints. We'll learn more about the fluency objectives throughout ST Math, And there are other fluency websites that are adaptive, such as extramath.org. So let's talk about the math expectations for the 22-23 school year. So these expectations might evoke a feeling of wanting more clarity and detailed around the supports. Our time today is going to focus around providing that clarity, outlining the details, and giving you time to work on those supports. So I want to start off by bringing your attention to the column on the left, titled Curriculum and Instruction. Under the Curriculum and Instruction column, we see the following. We're going to be following the scope and sequence. We're going to use the Eureka 4 core instruction. And the goals for ST Math for kindergarten and first grade are 60 minutes a week. For grades 2 through 5, it's 90 minutes a week. So let's bring our attention to the column of assessments. For assessments, grades 3 through 5 will give the digital pre-assessment and end-of-module assessment for every module. Grades 1 through 5 will have the option to do a paper or a digital version of those assessments. And data meetings with coaches will focus around the Eureka assessments and ST Math. So as you consider those expectations for next year, I want to highlight the supports that are available to you throughout the year. I want to highly recommend that if you haven't touched base with our coaches, that you do so. They are a great resource. They can do everything from helping you to plan and think about your lessons, to reflecting on them, to coming in and demoing certain parts of lessons. And if you haven't seen the coaching menu thus far, we will include that in the resources so you get some ideas around how coaches can support you throughout the year. FCIs are also a fantastic resource. I meet with the coaches, the principals, and the FCIs together once a month at every single school. So a lot of the things that you're experiencing and talking about, we are reflecting on them as well. So make sure to touch base with your FCIs as frequently as you can. In terms of your collaboration meetings, please invite us. We would be happy to be a thought partner with you all and to provide suggestions or just to simply be present and take in some ideas as well. And finally, around professional development, there's going to be a wide variety of district PDs and PD workshops offered to you throughout the year. And we are working with ST Math to provide on-site support. Ultimately, I want us to walk away with the idea that we are refining our approach every single year because we all want what's best for students. And what's best for students is to expose them to excellent instruction. And excellent instruction is student-centered instruction. And it's the foundation of our support for you and your students for the year. So during your learning today, you're going to start off by exploring how ST Math can be used as a refined instructional tool. Then you're going to spend some time with our coaches and learn about how curriculum maps help teachers plan a module. And then finally, you'll be back with me and we will explore how Eureka assessments will help set up students for success. I really want to emphasize there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you to engage with those resources and reflect on their utility. So I hope you enjoy your learning for today.